Hello everyone, and welcome to my discussion on the syaoranvee channel. I wanted to put out a video since I haven't put anything out in a while. It's been about half a year since I completed the Secret World playlist, and pretty much I wanted to discuss what's going on with the channel, whether these update videos will become a regular thing or not. I haven't decided yet. But in case, I wanted to go over my plans for this year, for as far as I know for right now. So I want to go ahead and start with the stuff that I'll be adding onto the channel eventually. Pretty much what I'm looking at there will be, I want to go ahead and start playing Wildstar at some point, as honestly Wildstar does not seem to be in a very good place, but I really like how the game is particularly like the ambience, the aesthetic, whatever you would call it, with the styling of the game. And I kind of figure I probably should push that one of the most, because as far as everything I've seen in news of the game, it's not doing that well. Secondly, I think I'll probably be starting Final Fantasy XIV this year. I've always heard good things about it, and recently I learned that, similar to World of Warcraft, which I should probably start playing more of as well, that they have a system set up to where you get to a certain level. I think it's I forget exactly what level it is, but apparently the game is free to play until you reach that level. So pretty much very similar into the World of Warcraft trialing sort of situation. Thirdly, I'll probably be doing a playthrough, if the server is still up for it when I get there. Probably in May, because I'll have some time off in May, which is sort of the reason why I haven't really been doing much lately. I'll be wanting to do a playthrough of Brawl the Adventure 2004, which I heard a server is up for it, which that version is the one that most people say is their favorite of the Brawl Classic series. On my other channel, Vmon the Demon King, I had put up a version of Brawl the Adventure, which I think was back in, I think it was like 2011 or 2012, which was the most recent iteration of it, and I think it's pretty much, I think Brawl Classic on the PC is pretty much dead at this point. And those are the three main things that I'll probably be adding in the future for the channel. So let's go ahead and go on to talking about projects, playlists, stuff like that I'll be going through, that I have currently going on. Tower Unite and Trove, I'll be putting stuff out for that. Those are more my casual playthroughs of things, so I'm not like hurrying through them. In the case of Tower Unite, there's no like real end game to that. I think Trove sort of has an end game, but I'm not quite sure on that either. But in any case, those two are still going strong. I'll definitely be putting stuff out that. The main thing I want to do in regards to my current stuff is actually bringing back something that's been on hiatus for a very long time, which is actually Rift. Rift, I did a playthrough of the base game. Started on the expansion Storm Legion and then sort of quit about halfway through that, I believe. And that was that was probably like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. It's been quite a long time since I haven't picked up that. And unfortunately, I've heard the game's had some issues with it since then. But I really would like to go back to the roots of this channel, which Rift was, I believe Rift was the first MMO I played through on this channel. So I do want to go through it some more, regardless of how the game is at the moment. Elder Scrolls Online, definitely want to go through more of that. Guild Wars 2, I stopped basically like 2 Halloweens ago, and haven't picked it back up. I'll probably have to walk all the way back to where I was questing at the time, but yeah, I want to continue that. What else do I have here? World of Warcraft, yeah. Want to at least get to level 15 on both Alliance and Horde on World of Warcraft. And I think that's about it for everything I have currently going, with the exception of Star Wars The Old Republic, which I'll get to that soon. I also going on to the next topic I want to talk about, I also would like to perhaps put in some stuff that isn't particularly MMOs at some point. Like, for example, during the Steam Winter Sale, I bought a game called Planet Coaster because I noticed that my Zoo Tycoon playthrough, which was the first thing I did put on this channel, people particularly liked that. So I'm sort of wondering if perhaps I might put in some more simulation sort of games going on this channel as well. I never particularly made it specifically just for MMOs, but that is usually the particular point of it. And maybe if there's anything else that I might want to take a look at. I also still have the one-shots, which I haven't done in a while. The one-shots are my videos that I do a single video on and talk about how it is. Usually it's not MMOs in that case. But yeah, and moving on to my next topic here. I want to talk about redoing some older things, like the ones that pop in my head. The one that pops in my head the most is my Endless Edge playthrough. That was a private server for Endless Online, because Endless Online at that moment was basically unplayable. The walls for the leveling to get into areas were just too high for anybody to actually get into, which was an issue at the time. But I believe over the years that's been fixed. So if I did in fact go back to Endless, I would be doing the original game, Endless Online, and I'd be doing it a bit better than I did Endless Edge. Endless Edge was a private server. I'm not even actually sure if Endless Edge is actually still up or not. It probably is, but I don't know if there's still a player base for it or not. All the Endless servers seem to be kind of not really doing all that well. But beyond that, I think the only other thing I would like to talk about in regards to this channel is the bad news that I have. And that is for two of the games I've been playing. Nostalgia has been on hiatus for a while now, and I honestly do not know if I will complete it or not. I've played through this game a couple of times with different characters, and I always end up stopping at the same spot, and it's right where I'm at in my playthrough. And that's because the game becomes a complete and hellish grind that I'm not really all that happy to sit and spend hours on, comparatively to what the game is before that. But I might still go on it, but I have no particular plans to pick it up anytime soon. So, in regards to that, that's just going to sit on the sidelines for however long, if I ever end up finishing it. Which is better news than the second thing on my list here of what I want to talk about, which is Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm going to be, and it probably is going to be already gone by the time this video goes up, I'm going to be deleting the stuff for Star Wars The Old Republic, because ultimately, it's the one thing out of my list that I'm not too comfortable with having on my channel anymore because of the implications of the content IDs that I have to shift through and all that. When I first started the game, Disney did not own Star Wars, but as we know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have had issues with this, that Disney really likes to swing around the DMCAs and stuff like that. So I'm sort of... I've left it up on my channel for quite a long time now, and before I was deleting out music in the game that was getting content IDs, but some of them are still popping up and all that. And it's just, I don't really want to have the headache of getting DMC out of nowhere if I try and continue on the Old Republic. So unfortunately, that's going to be gone, and basically I'm going to be having Wildstar take its place. And I'm sorry if anybody was here particularly for that playthrough, but I'm sure there's other people that probably have playthroughs of it that have gone through the whole game by now. That's not me. But in the future, I'm probably not going to be picking up games that have like a big IP attached to them. With like a big... Like, Final Fantasy would be okay because they're not particularly going to go after me, I don't think, and other things that I've gotten like content IDs on like the Secret World and Rift, they're not going to go after me for. And, yeah, I think that's about it. Unfortunately, I hope like it's going to be gone, but for everything else, it's going to be here, and I'm going to be doing more videos, hopefully here soon. I have a vacation coming up in May that I hope to put a lot of effort into making stuff for in here at the very least, but I'm fairly sure I'll be doing videos before that. So in any case, I hope you guys are having a good day, and this is syaoranvee signing off.